What's up, YouTube? I'm going to show you why I feel like these chain binders, they're made in China, and I just am not happy with things in general made in China. And I want to demonstrate to you in this video why I prefer to buy things that are made in the USA, and why it may not be worth your time and trouble to even try to buy something made overseas in a lot of cases, unless I know there's certain things that are just made overseas now and they have a brand name and they're very trustworthy. But when it comes to things that are not branded, and like this chain binder right here, I'm going to show you why the craftsmanship on this chain binder is so bad that it's not even a usable tool anymore. Barely a usable tool. I have to use it, and I found a way to make it work, but it's not good. So right here, as you can see, when I turn this chain binder, this lever is extremely hard to flip, and inside there's a ball. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of hard to tell, but inside there's a ball with a spring behind it, pushes that way, and this lever flips back and forth. It's supposed to flip back and forth when you push it with your finger, and then when you're ratcheting, it's supposed to catch, it's supposed to push that lever in like such, so that you can actually turn this sleeve right here. Problem is, when you switch this chain binder, it doesn't actually go all the way down into the teeth. It looks like it does it in this direction, but in the other direction, it's so tight, I physically almost cannot flip it. And I flipped it, and it's only catching the tips of the teeth. As you can see there, it's not biting. And you know, this tool right here, boy, I wish I could get this to focus. It's very hard to focus. But this tool right here is made in China, and you just have to take my word for it. I can't get the camera to focus. But I've only had this thing for a couple months, and a small amount of outdoor exposure. You can see where the scratch is on this right here. This is already beginning to have signs of wear, because it's a forged part, and you can see the parting line from the forging. But they haven't machined it, they haven't smoothed it, they haven't rounded it at all. It's had limited processes done to it, and you know, they've skipped steps that are relatively important. The shape is wrong right here to pass over the ball. For some reason, the tip on it is too sharp. It's not rounded evenly on both sides, and the parting line is still too obvious. There's literally no machining done on this part. I don't even know. They had to machine a hole in it, but you know, it's just unbelievable the low quality that they can get away with. And they'll sell it to us, and you know, it looks like a chain binder, it feels like a chain binder. It's got the size numbers for the chain. It's got the threads. They're probably rated correctly. They probably won't fail. The sleeve probably won't fail. These links are probably plenty strong, but there's shoddy workmanship, and the one part of the thing that actually has to move, you know, other than the threads, which is pretty foolproof. Although I'm sure they could find a way to mess up the threads too. I mean, they painted onto the threads, so that's one thing. And you actually can't go up onto the paint, because the tolerance is close enough that the paint will actually stop it from screwing all the way to the stop right there. So you really only get up to here. But it should be up to here, because they just sprayed a bunch of paint on it, and now it really doesn't sticks at the far ends when you close it all the way in. So shoddy workmanship from China. Just thought I'd like to show that to you. This is from a big box store, and if I had my way to do it over again, I would definitely buy whatever, twice, triple the price, made in the USA version of this. Would not have that problem, guaranteed. So there it is, YouTube. Hope you get something out of it. I'm not just saying these things to rag on foreign trade. I really think it's more about what you spend your money on, and I hate respending my money. I gotta go back now. You know, I gotta go to the store and see if I can try to get my money back or get another one, and it's not gonna be good. So I should really just try to get my money back. And that's the challenge of the whole thing, going back to the store again and again. It's really the same thing as if you broke it, because you're going back to the store, you're spending fuel, you might end up spending money, and then you got to dig up receipts. It's just a lot of time off your plate. If you got more time, then that's fine. But you know, if you're like me and you're busy, I don't have time for this. Now I got to go deal with this thing a whole second time, and I should have just done it the first time. you know, it's like they say, buy once, cry once, and that would have been the right way to go about this. But I went about it the cheap way, and now I'm paying for it. So maybe I'll show you another video about this after I get a replacement that's made in America. All right, thanks YouTube. Cheers.